So, welcome back to Roubaix, day 6. Thursday morning here, 9 o'clock. First race of the session. Heats for the 50 to 54 points race. Defending champion this event is Justin Stott. Sadly not here, but we wish Justin all the best for road worlds in Australia. I'm sure we've seen him doing a lot of the Timaru racing and some great racing out of his hometown or home province of Otago. So I'm sure he and a whole swag of New Zealand riders are going to do absolute fantastic over there. Very technical time trial course, very challenging hilly road course. So lots to be excited about. We have Chris Ellington and Wayne Mason. 1-2. Oh, we're still fizzing over that. Chris Ellington, that's his second world scratch race title. He won the 45 to 49 from Justin Stott in 2022 in LA. Then the next day, Justin won the 45 to 49 points race in LA. And so last year in the points race, Justin won the 50 to 54, and then next race up was the 45 to 49, where Chris Ellington won, defending from his win in Manchester the year before. So that's safe to say. But Wayne, that is his first World Championship medal, but is no stranger to World Championships. In 1993 was a under-19 rep at Junior Worlds, back when Junior Worlds road and track were combined at that time, representing New Zealand in the road racing with a young fella from Otago, Greg Henderson, who the next year would move the track, and 2004 would win the World Scratch Race title. It was a golden hour for New Zealand cycling. Before Greg Henderson won his scratch race, Sarah Ulmer won the individual pursuit in a new world record, which was a prelude to her fantastic gold medal. The first New Zealand gold medal in Olympic cycling in 2004 in Athens. So 30 lap heat. Gary Mickelson, a bronze medalist in the individual pursuit, and so cool that his wife Lee, also a bronze medalist, so matchy. But so Chris and Wayne on the front. So Chris likes to ride these points races from the front. He's very confident in his sprinting abilities. He's also confident in his pursuit abilities. He now holds the fastest ever competition 2,000 metre pursuit. It's sensational 2:09. So Chris and Wayne on the front, so they can well secure qualifying here if they get 5 and 3. It's only really the French rider trying to contest. So 3 points for Wayne and 5 for Chris should do the trick. They just have to stay controlled, but after the sprint, you can see a rider looking to counter-attack, but we've got the Aaron Gate playbook, and you see, watch Aaron Gate. He always keeps the pace on after a sprint to just deter any counter-attacks. And he is the epitome of a calm, controlled, measured points race rider. That won 2 years ago, just at Worlds, was just sensational. French rider does finally go, and he's got a teammate just backpedaling on the front. So these French riders, they do like to help each other out. Or to be fair, the Kiwis, Wayne and Chris, yesterday in that scratch race, they certainly helped each other out. Going on the attack with two other riders, and the other two riders just could not handle the pace, and so Chris and Wayne lapped the field, and just for good measure, Chris just won the sprint at the end as well to ensure his second World Scratch Race title, was fifth world title in 4 years of coming to these Masters World Track Cycling Champs. So we're already getting the teasers from London offering premier pens with catering and what bikes and everything. So London certainly keen to lift the event to a new level. It's 30 lap heat, 3 sprints. Wayne and Chris going to take some more points here. They don't really need to, but the rest of the field are just starting to run out of legs. So as Chris's coach, something that has been really pivotal in helping him go to another level is being part of a team pursuit. So I can't stress just how important it is, especially for juniors, to get involved in team events, team time trial on the road, team pursuit and team sprint on the track. So Chris obviously has a world-class motor, but control was one of the areas that we saw as needing a little bit of optimisation and being part of a team pursuit. So where Chris has to moderate his effort to ensure the team stays together has played a big part. It's certainly improved his pacing. But also just, the fact that you're whizzing up and down the bankings on aero bars at 60k an hour has also helped him with his bunch racing skills. And we can see now Wayne, Chris and two other riders just well clear, just staying safe, not really stretching themselves too far. That'll come tonight. So Chris, he's not even trying, and the other riders see this is just a perfect opportunity to just safely and sure. They are through to tonight's final over 60 laps, 6 sprints. Two laps to go, so Chris, Wayne and the French rider drop in, so the lead will go back to one of the American riders. I think that is the American who took the bronze in the scratch race. So the American will take 10 points there. Most importantly, Chris and Wayne safely through to the final. So next up is Gary in the second heat, winner of the bronze in the individual pursuit. Jeremy Cottle, who took that final sprint. Either way, if he'd lapped the field, he would have got 10 points. If he elected to wait for the sprint. So these shorter points races, they're only allocating 10 points for gaining of the lap. Although, last night in the 60 lap, 60 to 65, they're only allocating 10 points for lapping the field. So it was important to listen to the commissaires when they're doing their race briefing. And for us coaches to keep up to date with the UCI, the various UCI rules. The riders to be aware within the race. So the bell was rung for the American, and some riders thought that was the bell for them. And so past years the bell was only rung for the leader, but now it's gone back to ringing the bell for all groups. And to be fair, some of us missed the hearings. Not quite what it was. The eyesight, definitely not what it once was. So, even on a small 250 indoor track, it's sometimes hard to see where bunches are, especially if they're 3/4 of a lap ahead of you and potentially actually behind you on the track. So now Gary Mickelson. Bronze medal in the individual pursuit. So great to have Chris and Wayne on the podium for the scratch race, and Chris and Gary on the podium for the pursuit. And to see so many Kiwis on the podium, and I think the benefit for Chris's team pursuit partners, it's definitely lifted them to a higher level. And certainly a confidence booster that Chris, the winner of his individual pursuit, and a new world best time, the fastest 2,000 metre time in history. The first rider to go under 2 minutes 10 for the 2,000 metre distance. Gary third, the bronze medal in the individual pursuit. Wayne fifth, and Tim Pawson in the 55 to 59, fourth in his individual pursuit. They did, apart from Chris, they have all recorded faster times on Cambridge, but that is just a reflection of what I believe Cambridge is probably the fastest indoor sea level indoor velodrome in the world. The conditions there, the quality of the track, the shape of the track is exceptional, especially for pursuiting. One thing we had to work on with Chris was his lines. He was bouncing around the lane, out of the lane, coming into turns 1 and 3. So we adjusted the way he attacks the line for this very pill-shaped track, very tight bends, even tighter than Invercargill, similar to the track, the velodrome in Glasgow. And got some information from 2015 World Team Pursuit Champion Dylan Kennett, who has spent a lot of time in Commonwealth Games, World Champs, racing on Glasgow, just giving us information on just how we approach lines for the pursuits. So riders getting their instructions from the commissaire. We've got a great team of photographers here. There is a live stream, but there's no commentary overlaid, and it doesn't have good sound, so you can't actually hear the commentator, although the commentator is 90% French, 10% English. So I'll just get the final instructions from the starter. So in a points race, he's always the man to watch. He will point to the leader on the track. May not be the leader of the race, but leader on the track. So when they do ring the bell for a sprint, that's the person that takes 5. Dropped riders can't contest those points. They're not allowed to lap. So again, I highly suggest you watch that 35 to 39 points race. And that's textbook masterclass in points race riding. The only thing better would be to watch Aaron Gates win 2 years ago at Worlds in terms of textbook points race riding. But in terms of seeing the applications of the rules as it split to a million pieces, the commissaires were constantly re-evaluating where the break was, where the bunch was, who was the leader on the track, in terms of allocation of points, ensuring that dropped riders didn't work with breakaway riders, that points weren't allocated to dropped riders, that when the breakaway caught the bunch on a sprint lap, that those riders were still allocated points. That's been a newish rule for the points race. So Gary Nicholson in here. He's just towards the back, so they just need to work his way up. Just needs to try and place well in one sprint. The French riders, a couple of French riders. No, sorry, Anthony Doyle of Ireland. Sadly not the famous Tony Doyle of GBR. He sadly passed away. Many of the old school will remember Tony Doyle, one of the world's best individual pursuiters. Famously did not make the Moscow Olympics for GBR, turned pro, and won the world professional title. And that was back when the pros raced 5,000 metres for the individual pursuit. And last year they had Alain Bondu, who was the world professional champion in 1992 and 1982 and 1983. Oh, Gary goes on the attack, so Gary keen to make sure he qualifies for this race, so he's got a good little gap. Go, go, go! So Gary takes 5, so that's good. That should comfortably put him through to the next ride. So Alain Bonjour, he doesn't look quite as young as he did back in 1982, and was notable in the reporting of racing back then, was that he was riding allegedly riding a massive gear of a whole 93 inches. And of course now the likes of Filippo Garner and Jonathan Milan riding sub 4 minutes. They're up on around 120 inches. You can go back to the Chris Boardman era, riding 108 inch gear in the individual pursuit. If you search for the pursuit final 1989 in France, between the late Dean Woods and Great Britain's Colin Sturgis, the most thing that stands out is the high pedal cadence. I certainly know, did a lot of coaching courses in the late 90s in Australia, led by Charlie Walsh, the infamous Australian endurance coach, who prized above all high VO2 max, and always had his riders pedalling at a cadence of around 130 to 140 RPM. Whereas now it's dropped almost down to around 100 to 105 for some riders, but again, the optimisation of riders. People have asked what gear Chris Ellington was riding for his individual pursuit. They're all quite surprised at how relatively small it is compared to what many ride. But Chris is what I refer to as a low torque rider, so he is more optimised at a slightly higher cadence, so we do run a slightly smaller gear. We saw the same in the New Zealand team pursuit with Jesse Sargent, who would always ride a slightly smaller gear to the likes of Hayden Ralston or Sam Bewley. So second sprint, and Gary Mickelson again is... No, he's just a wee bit back this time, but he's got those 5 points, so he doesn't need to hurt the legs. He's safely through to tonight's final. So we have three Kiwis in the final, and whilst Chris Ellington is more than confident, he's won his last 2 points race titles in the 45 to 49 just solely from leading out the sprints and nobody being able to come around him. With 3 Kiwis in the final, it's the first time he'll have 3 Kiwis in a final. I'm sure he's going to want to repeat. I'm sure he's going to try. All 3 will try and take a clean sweep of the podium, so that would be absolutely fantastic. Byron Sort from Australia sitting on the front. So the Aussies right next to us in the pens, and a good group of Aussies. They've been doing exceptionally well, and always when it's Oceanias, it's us versus them. But when it's Oceania versus the rest of the world, we're the best of mates. And always Australia, great competitors, and like us, they've got to come a long way to compete here at Worlds. So the standard of competition is fantastic. It's just so cool to see so many nations represented. The French riders on the front. Large American contingent. Scott Cox in here. He's on 3 points. Winner of the bronze last night in the scratch race. So he won the bunch. Well, he was behind Chris in the bunch sprint. And of course, Wayne a lap ahead with Chris. So Scott Cox took the bronze. So Gary Mickelson just puts himself into a handy position with one of the Americans and Byron Swart. Looks like Gary's just going to put himself into a good position for the final sprint. A few riders just move up. The Swiss rider, Martin Roop. So Martin Roop is going to take the final points, but Gary Mickelson will join Wayne and Chris in the final. So this is the first event of the night, and that's the second. The final was the second to last event of the night. So we'll be back later, but they've re-engineered the session. So last year, Justin and Chris got their gold medals, 45 to 49 and 50 to 54 at midnight. That was fun but hard on the body, and they've re-engineered it. So early starts. The afternoon session starts early, so we anticipate being done by 6 o'clock. So stay tuned to the New Zealand Masters track cycling page, and we'll have all the results, all the videos, live videos of the fantastic Kiwi efforts here at World Masters Track Cycling Champs.